Hi
Hi.
Sasi, welcome back. Welcome back to the second video in this series of uh, project Sasi level of service that we are creating in order to serve you to be better able to understand the book of being the ultimate coach by Amy Hardison and Alan D. Thompson, which is around the being and the being centered life lived and created by Steve Hardison, the ultimate coach himself. So, Sashi, I'm so proud of you about what we have created, and you must have been following the Facebook messages, and we chatted, and we came to know what miracles are being created because of the conversation that we created, and I was very proud to have got a call uh, from Steve Hardison himself yesterday, and he even just 3-4 days ago, when Amy Hardison and Steve Hardison called me, that they loved the video, the conversation, and they got an idea that a new book can be created for teenagers on being. And yesterday finally they decided, and they gave me a call, and I'm so proud to have made the mega announcement on my Facebook page, and also on the Ultimate Coach group, Facebook group, about this awesome book that has started materializing through the being and through the hands of Amy Hardison again. And this is going to be exclusively for teenagers. Do you see how it is going to impact thousands of lives because of one step that you took of courage, of being open to ask, and or being open and willing to receive the support and help? You see that, Sashi?
Yeah.
Wow. Thank you so much for who you're being, Sashi. And today's part, let's get into the, last time, what did we discuss last time?
The back pitch.
Oh, yes, the back cover. And we had some amazing message from Steve Hardison, and why he doesn't have testimonials on the back cover, and what he actually wants us to learn and be. And also we had some interesting life altering questions, I would say, on the back cover that we meditated on, discussed on. So today we are on the most significant part of this book once again, and that is the first 2 pages of the book. Will you be able to open quickly the first 2 pages of the book?
Can I share it?
Yeah, just give me a second so that you'll be able to share it. Can you read it aloud?
Yeah. Before you begin, I never tried. I haven't. I never wanted to have me. But book is a gift. This book is a gift from my wife, Em, who wrote it, and my friend Alan D. Thompson did the research and interviews on which it is based. And it is not just a gift, but you too. And now you are reading it. So, with your permission, give you some suggestions on how to read it. You see, this isn't an it's not simply a biography. It's now a self-help book, literary classic. It's definitely not a book about how to coach. In fact, it's not a book about doing anything. Book about being. It's a book about you. To access this book, ask yourself these questions as you read. Who am I being as a partner, parent, or friend? Who am I being as a leader? Who am I being as a member of my community? Who would I need to be to have miracles show up in my daily life? Who would I need to create value in the work I do? Who would I need to be to generate a life of abundance? Who would I need to be to alter my relationship with fear? Who would I need to be at peace with my past? Who would I need to be to powerfully into my future. Who would I need to be present as a way of being? Who would I need to be lived to live the most extraordinary life I can live? Who would I need to know that my life makes a difference? Who would I need to be fully in love with myself and my life? Who would I need to improve my life by motivating others? Who would I need to read the ultimate coach and have a personal breakthrough in being wonderful? The best part, the best part about this book about you, is that the story goes on and it's about your being. Loving you, be blessed, be you, Steve Hardison.
Yes, thank you, Sashi. So let's start the discussion on the first two pages. Before you begin, thank you for reading these two pages. And the first sentence I'll read out for you once again, and let's quickly get into the book, the content, and the message. I never wanted to write a book. People are so crazy about writing their books, and I love writing books. You are all reading the books, but Steve says I never wanted to write a book, and I haven't. See, this is also not a book written by him. You know,
Yeah,
and see, there are several things that we learn. We have feelings that when we write a book, we become an authority on something, on the subject that we are teaching, and we can impact more lives. And we feel that unless we are an author, maybe we will not be able to reach more people and we will not be able to serve. But here is one person who has impacted thousands of lives, and he has today we are creating this because of this amazing person, Steve Hardison, but who has never written a book. And this is also not a book written by him. you
yes,
know and he never wanted to write a book. The reason is not because he did not want to serve. The reason is that he wanted to be in service for everybody right in front of him. Whoever is right in front of him, he just wanted to be service. He wanted to be fully present with the person so that he can make the most impact that he powerful impact that he wants to create. And this is the best form of service, is what he believes in. And he says, I never wanted to have a book written about me, but here it is. Imagine when you live a life that is so fully serving life, then life, do you see how life takes care of everything that has to be done and everything that has to be created in order for the impact to actually happen, to be created, right? This book is
yeah,
a gift from my wife, Amy, who wrote it. Amy Hardison is the person who wrote it and who is going to write another book inspired by what we are creating. And she's writing exclusively this book for the teenagers. And she's the one who wrote the book. And my friend Alan D. Thompson is a world expert on artificial intelligence, who conducted the research and interviews on which it is based. you know uh, the amount of effort that has gone, and see the commitment that Alan D. Thompson made in order to do the research on how many people have been impacted by Steve Hardison, how their lives have shifted, connecting with them all, gathering the data, and creating all the research work that went, hundreds of pages of research work that went in order to even convince Steve Hardison that this book needs to exist in the world, first of all. And for that to happen, imagine the amount of energy, attention, the level of commitment and dedication and the work that has gone into by this amazing person, Alan D. Thompson. And we all must be so thankful to him, because of the impact that he has created around the world, because of he being service. And it's far beyond doing a work on your own project. You are working to serve the millions who are going to get benefited when they come to know about how Steve Hardison is living a being centered life, and how he is impacting others, and how many have been impacted, and how this can apply to you as well. So thanks to Alan D. Thompson for this amazing work, that the foundation that he laid in order for even Amy Hardison to build this book on that, and create this amazing product for all of us.
Yeah,
Yeah. And he says, and it's not just a gift to me, but to you too. You in the sense, who's you here?
the reader.
Yes, the reader. It's not just a gift to me, but to you too. It's a gift because when you read this book in the way that Steve Hardison wants you to read and is suggesting you to read, then you learn more about yourself. You'll,
Yes,
instead of learning just about Steve Hardison, you're actually learning of what's possible for you also. And so it's a gift to the reader. And now you're reading it. So with your permission, I'll give you some suggestions on how to read it. It's very rare that somebody gives you a basic instruction of how to read a book to get the maximum impact from the book that can alter your life like nothing before. And that is what Steve Hardison has done here. He said, you see, this isn't an ordinary book. It's not simply a biography. Long back, I learned that when you read a number of biographies, you learn all that great people have done in their lives, and how you can do that also. So the more number of biographies you read, you will have understood about all these great people, and you will also improve. So I think about 10 years ago, I started reading a couple of autobiographies and biographies to see how they can help me. But this is the first time when I read this book, I found that it's not about what they did in their lives, it's about who they were being when they did those things. And when you understand where those great people were coming from, not where they were going to, but where they were coming from, and when you understand who they were being as people, that is the most significant part of understanding autobiographies and biographies. That's how you connect to these people at the innermost level, so that you understand what makes them unique, at the same time what helps them create these possibilities that they created in their lives. So he says it's not simply a biography, it's not a self-help book, it's not just a memory book, it's not just any other self-development book, or it's not a skill building book. It is something that is changing you at your core, and it is actually more bringing you more closer to yourself, of you being a human being. Do you see that, Sashi?
yeah,
Yeah. And it's not a literary classic, and it's definitely not a book on how to coach. When people read it with the title The Ultimate Coach, they might think that this is a book on coaching. But
yeah,
what exactly do you think coaches do? Coaches help people change their worldviews and change their lives. And I would say, in fact, that this book itself is a coach. And
yes,
but this is not about the skill of coaching. This is not about training you in something, and this is not that you will be learning a new skill. In fact, this is a book that can amplify your impact in many different ways, by helping you be more grounded in your beingness, in your humanness. And that is what this book is doing. And in fact, it's not a book about doing anything. So, in the last few years, we have become so much surrounded by books which are on helping you do something better. They are helping you do something better, improve certain area of your life. But this is a book, it's he says, Steve Hardison says, it's not a book about doing anything. It's 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 a book about being. It's like changing the seed, and being is the seed which is creating the result that we want to create in your life. Do you see that, Sashi?
yeah,
And when something is impacting at a being level, that means that something is shifting at a seed level. What do you think is going to be different when something changes at a seed level? You tell me, Sashi.
uh, the fruit you will get will be different.
Brilliant. And which do you think is actually easier? Changing at a seed level or changing at a fruit level?
Changing at a seed level.
Ah, and do you see what we are mostly distracted with on the outside? What are we mostly distracted with? Do you see we are more busy changing the fruits instead of focusing on the roots? You see that?
Yeah.
Yeah, we are more about, okay, I don't like these fruits, so what shall I do to change the fruits? And what new color should I add? How should I embellish that? And how should I decorate on the outside? What can I change about the outside? Instead of working on the roots, instead of working on the seed from where the plant has emerged into existence, isn't it?
Yes.
And this book is about being, it's about the seed, and it's a book about you. So who are you?
Mm. Who am I? Uh,
It's about being, and it's a book about you. So who are you?
Reader.
Yes, we are the seed. That's amazing. We are the seed. We are the space from which we are creating our universe. We are the space where we are holding the universe. We are the space from where we are creating this, manufacturing this creation. And if we can remember that, we will first start from working at the seed level instead of being worried of something at the fruit level. Do you see that?
And it is also said that only follow the systems, not the results.
Yes, you when you work on the inside, the outside takes care of itself. Do you see that?
Yes.
When you take care of the inside, the outside takes care of itself,
Yeah.
right? And you'll not be bothered about that because you are nurturing the seed from inside. You are nourishing through the life force through inside of the plant. And then the outside is always favorable for life because life wants everything to grow. Do you see that?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. So now the next sentence, I love this statement and sentence from this book, Sasi. Uh, I don't know how many people I must have spoken to about this. To access this book, ask yourself these questions as you read. To access this book, ask yourself these questions as you read. These words come out so, powerfully to me. They said to access this book means to access the wisdom of this book. It's not just about reading something. It's not just about trying to understand that at an intellectual level. It's not about remembering them. It's not about being able to recall anything and speak out as if we know it. But it's about to access the book. To access the book is to access the message of the book, the wisdom that's hidden in the book, what actually Steve wants to convey. Because what Steve wants to convey is something deeper than the word itself and
Yes.
what's written here. And that's who he is being. So if you can get access to that level of wisdom, you get access to what Steve is trying to convey and trying to live as a message through his life. And he says to access, he also gives the way how you can do it. He says to access this book, ask yourself these questions as you read. People forget that he's giving you the formula of understanding more of this book at your cellular level, at your molecular level. He says to access this book, ask yourself these questions as you read. So come back to these questions again and again and again so that you change your approach towards reading this book, so that you make the best meaning out of that. You understand the real meaning, and that becomes a catalyst in your own life, in your own personal transformation. And he says the first question is, who am I being as a partner, parent, on friend? You read these questions, all the questions. Do you see how many different aspects and facets of life these questions are already covering?
Yes.
You see that? The questions are, who am I being as a partner, parent, or friend? This is about the closest circle that I am in. Who am I surrounded with myself? That is my place to be more of who I am. See, if I'm learning something and I don't be that right with my family, do you think this is going to impact the world positively?
No.
No, I have known about some great people who were great for many others on the outside, in the society, but they never did anything for their own families. Do you
Steve
see?
Jobs.
Maybe, but let's not name them, but them. There are many of them. Even let's not even go so far. We have people around ourselves. We see they want to be the best for the outsiders, but when it comes to their own family members, they don't have time for them. They don't have attention for them. They are not caring for them. So, but here Steve says, being is inside out. It is not outside in. You don't do something to impress others. You don't do something to attract somebody's attention. You do something so that you can be a certain, you be someone in order to be able to do something for others. And who you be, how is it possible that you can't be something for your own, but you can be some that for others? It's very difficult. You
Yes.
can't be unloving to your own family, and you can say that, oh, I'm a beautifully loving person for the world. Is it possible?
No.
No, it's not possible. So he says that, who am I being as a partner, parent, or friend? And maybe you can add as a son, as a child. You can add anything to this question in a way that makes meaning to your own life and your own growth. So who are you being? If you keep asking this question again and again, what do you think is happening because you ask questions, Sashi?
We will get more thoughts
How do you think we are getting more thoughts, Sashi?
because we are asking the questions. So we will get the
Yes.
answer.
Yes. What I learned is that the question is like a key which opens the lock to that door, in which behind which there is infinite space.
Yeah.
Isn't that?
Yes.
When you ask a question, you are creating space,
Yes.
and you are allowing the universal life force
To
to
enter into that
to
space.
yes, to connect with you through that space. And when you repeatedly keep asking this question, you are creating more of that. And when you're creating more of that, you're creating more possibilities of many different kinds of answers, which is what is actually going to make you wiser and more impactful, so that you can impact more of the lives around you. Do you see that, Sashi?
Yes.
Yes. And what amazing questions. We are always looking for answers, forgetting that there are certain kind of questions that you should sit with, meditate on, and keep asking, and keep waiting for what the answers are coming, and then apply those answers to yourself and to your life. And he says, who am I who am I being as a leader? You know, leaders are not just in one area. We are leaders of life. And you today are being a leader, Sashi. I would want you to see yourself as a leader. You reached out, you connected, you created this opportunity, you asked for help, you are receiving help, you are willing to be open to learn, you have downloaded the book, you are reading the book, and you are reading various other books, and you are taking out this time to be committed to learn more and more about being. And now this has inspired Amy Hardison to create a new book for teenagers, and this has inspired me to be of service to you. And this is going to inspire thousands of people in the future days, who are going to be impacted. Do you see you are being a leader?
Yes. A leader will help others too.
Absolutely. And where does the help start from?
From the leader.
Yes, you are so brilliant. It starts from the leader. And the first question we should ask is, and the question that we need to ask is, who am I being as a leader? It's not about what am I doing. It's about who am I being as a person, as a leader, and who am I being as a member of my community. My community is an extension of who I am and my family. So who am I being as a community? If I'm least bothered about what is happening in my community, how do you think I'll be able to do it, something, contribute something at a national level and at a global level?
Yes.
You cannot ignore something which is closest to you and be someone for something that is very far from you. It's my understanding. And the easiest way the easiest way to expand your being is to start focusing at where are you expanding to from your own self. It's yourself, then your family, then your community, that which includes your social life, your friends and everybody, and then it comes to the outside world, your the world at a national level, at a state level, and at a global level. That is the easiest way actually to amplify your impact as a leader. And the one question again is, who am I being as a member of my community, and who would I need to be to have the miracles show up in my daily life? Who would I need to be to have miracles show up in my daily life? Who do you think I need to be if every day I need to have miracles in my life?
Mm. You should be learning every time.
Yes, and learning more and more about your own self, and you need to believe in miracles. You need to believe that you are a miracle, and you need to believe that miracles are possible and that you are a miracle. You see that?
Yes.
When you believe that you are a miracle, when you see the fact that you are a miracle, everywhere you go, you know that miracles are going to happen. Not because you know how to create them, because you know that you are a miracle and you are the seed of being miracle. But what does a seed give? It gives the
Fruit.
fruit that is inside, right? Steve says when you plant a mango, what do you get?
Mango tree.
Yes, when you the
Banana.
part of that, let's see the part of that you plant. What do you get out of that?
We will get that tree.
Interesting. What do you get from a custard apple?
Same custard apple.
Yes. So it's that's the brilliance of a universe knows how to plant something and get something out of that. So the law is what you plant, what you sow is what you
Yes.
reap. What you sow is what you reap. That's the law here. You know what you say? If you need to get miracles, what do you need to plant? If you need fruits of miracles, what do you need to plant?
Seeds of miracles.
Absolutely. A seed of miracle. Who is the seed of miracle?
Ourselves.
Yes, you need to be grounded in the fact, in the understanding that you are the seed and you are the miracle. And that's when miracles start showing up in your life. And who would I need to be to create value in the work I do? Who would I need to be to create value in the work I do?
You should respect your work. You should
Yes,
be you should be punctual in doing it,
fantastic.
and you should give your best for it.
Yes, and you need to value yourself, your being, in order to be valuable in the work that you create. You see that?
Yes.
Yes. And you when you put more of yourself as valuable thing, you're creating more of value, and you're planting the seed of value. And is there a limit to what you get on the outside? No, because you are planting a seed of value and you are infinite value. Who would
Yes.
I need? Who would I need to be to generate a life of abundance?
You should enjoy yourself.
Wow.
Without me.
Yes. You should be connected. You need to be connected to the abundance that you already have. You see that?
Yes.
You know, when I can be thankful for everything that I have, and I can live in a state of being of abundance. I can be thankful for the house that I have. I can be thankful for the family that I have. I can be grateful for the books that I have. I can be grateful for the school that I have. I can be grateful for the family, friends that I have. I can be grateful for my country and my government and everything that I'm getting my help from. The more you are being grateful, you're being more open to abundance, and you're creating more space for more and more of what you are appreciating and what you are grateful for, and you're creating a state of being of abundance. And when you're always in the state of being of abundance, what do you think we are creating?
We are creating.
We are creating more of that.
Yes.
Yes,
We,
we are creating more of that. We are creating more of what we appreciate and what we are grateful for. And we are always in the state of abundance. Who would I need to be to alter my relationship with fear? These are
with
questions that you need to ask yourself. So, who would I need to be to alter my relationship with fear?
fire.
Yeah. So, yeah, we call it bhayam in Telugu. So, yes. So, who would I need to be to alter my relationship with fear? Who would I need to be to change my relationship with fear?
I should overcome that fear and
The first
to
one
avoid.
is who would we need to be to alter my relationship with do we need someone who avoids fear, or do we need someone who overcomes that fear and
We
is
should be the one who will overcome.
yes, and maybe you don't need to do something for that. In fact, if you are courageous enough, if you're bold enough, if you're trusting this universe enough, if you're trusting your potential enough, then probably you are already altering your relationship with fear.
Yes.
And when you start mm, being that, you actually start having more fun with fear.
Yes.
Yes. And I've seen that when you're so scared of something, doing something, actually that is the secret desire that is drawing you. And maybe if you take a few steps towards that, you could. And once you be bold and do that, after that action is over, you are a different person. Your
Yes.
relationship with fear has altered. You see that?
Yes.
Yes, first you might be scared, but then once you do that, your fear is gone because you have become more
Like
effective.
when you are bathing with cold water.
Ah, yes, we don't like that sometimes, but when we start doing, my son is very scared of cold water. He doesn't like that, and just 4 or 5 days ago, I can somehow convinced him to take his bath with cold water, and now he's having cold water baths and he's enjoying that now. And he says, "Dad, I'm so happy. I'm enjoying this." But this is the first time he's enjoying his cold water baths,
Yes.
and the relationship is changed. When you see fear, when you acknowledge it, but you still do what is supposed to be done,
Then you will overcome it.
obviously then you transcend that in a way that you respect it, because it is a biological thing. It's a physiological thing. It is giving you a caution that you are about to do something which is bigger than what you have done earlier, or different. And when you do that, you alter your relationship with fear, right? And it will always be there. When you are doing something new again, it will always come back. It will be there in a different form, but different size and intensity, but it will be there. You can't say that I am not scared. Fear is a state of mind which is just giving you a caution that you are about to do something different or bigger, and it's just helping you see that fact. That's all.
Yes.
Okay, so who would I need to be at peace with my past?
I think it is already asked before.
Yes, we read it in the last conversation. When you forgive yourself for what you have done, when you don't carry the guilt, when you are in love with whatever happened, when you learn your lessons from the past, when you own your story from the past, then you own your past.
When
And,
you think everything will be for some reason, everything will happen for some reason. And when
and
you are focused in the future,
yes, Sashi, everything that happened. You can't undo that. It happened for a reason.
yes,
The only way we can change is how we understand it or how we look at it,
yes,
isn't it? And when you change how you look at it, you change the perspective in your mind. And when you change the perspective in your mind, you change what is occurring to you. When you change what is occurring to you, you create space to rewrite your future. You see that?
yeah,
Yes. And when you are at peace with your past, you hold more space for yourself,
yes.
and you become self-loving, self-caring, and self-trusting.
We will stop wasting time about thinking our bad memories in the past.
Yes. Instead of thinking about this, I could not do that, I could not do this, I know I did this wrong, I should have done this, I shouldn't have done this. So do you see how much of energy is wasted there, invested there, that we are doing, which is tremendous, you know, mm, waste of, colossal waste of human potential and human energy, right? And
Yes,
yes, fantastic, Sashi. And who would I need to be present as a way of being? To be present as a way of being. Sometimes we are so present to what is happening around us. When we are so present when we are listening to somebody, we are so present with ourselves. And some other times, mostly we are so distracted, we think that, oh, yeah, 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 I'm listening, but I'm not actually listening.
you
Does
should
it
be
happen?
attentive
Does it happen with you?
sometimes when it
Yeah,
is going.
yeah. And we are in a state of mind. Sometimes we think that we assume that we are listening to our own people, but we are not listening,
Yes,
right? Why? We are listening to words, but we are manufacturing our own meanings based on what judgments we have about ourselves or about those people,
yes.
and we are not being present. And this is
So we should listen their words first.
so first of all, who would I need to be present as a way of being? What
I
kind
should
of a
be
person I need to be so that I am fully present most of the times or
an
all the time?
attentive person.
Yes, I need to be an attentive person. I need to attend. This is a beautiful word. I need to attend to myself, and I need to attend to somebody in front of me. That somebody who in front of me. And
And I should respect his time.
absolutely. And you respect his time, you honor his time, you respect his presence, and he's talking to you. It's so valuable. He's contributing something to you. And when you respect his time, you also respect your time, and you value what is being created in that space,
Yes,
right? And gradually you start being more and more present to yourself and to anything that is happening and everything that is happening around you. Do
yeah.
you see how this can impact your life
And they will start respecting our time.
and how this is going to impact being present? I'm talking about being present as a person.
Uh,
When you
and
develop this quality that you're always present and attentive, what do you think is going to happen?
each and every minute we are going to learn something new.
Yes, you become the space for every point of time. You are actually a space for insights
Yes,
that can change everything about your life. You see that?
yes,
I was listening to this video by Sadhguru, and if you have watched his videos, Sadhguru's videos. He was saying, even if you don't do anything, if you take 1 hour a day to just be silent, and he says, don't even meditate. If you can just be aware and just sit silently alone, just sit, don't do anything, don't sleep, be aware, but just be there. He says, your life will change in the most powerful way. And I learned this long ago. 25 years ago, I started my journey of meditation, yoga, and all these things. But I think this is the simplest form that I've been enjoying for last 3 years. I just sit, even 30 minutes or 60 minutes of time. If you just sit and you become the space for all the thoughts and everything that's going on, you are just aware of them, you're not doing anything. you know the how you learn to be present, and that same presence you carry everywhere you go, and in every conversation that you're making, even if it is with, whether it is with you or with anybody. You see that?
Yeah.
Yes. And who would I need to be to live the most extraordinary life I can live? We dealt with this question in our last video, right?
Yes.
Yes. Who would I need to be to know that my life makes a difference? Who would I need to be to know that my life makes a difference? Okay, in Telugu.
Yeah.
నా జీవితం నిజంగానే చాలా ఇంపార్టెంట్. కొన్ని జీవితాల్ని మారుస్తుంది. కొన్ని వేల మంది జీవితాల్ని మార్చగలదు అనే రకంగా నేను ఉండాలంటే నేను ఎలా ఉండాలి? To know, for me to know that yes, my life makes a difference. If I am to answer, I need to know, I would need to be someone who knows that I matter. I would need to be someone who knows that universe has created me for a purpose, and that I am a conduit of life. I'm a vessel of life. I'm trusted by the universe. I am gifted in a way that universe wants to create something through me. I am blessed. I would need to see myself as a tool of this universe, in the
In
hands of
Telugu,
the beauty that universe can create through me because of who I am.
in Telugu they call Karana Jarmudu.
Yes. Yes. So I need to believe in that, right?
Now I understood.
Yeah, fantastic. And many will understand because of you.
Yeah.
Yes. Thank you for being curious and open to learn, Sashi. Yes. Who would I need to be fully in love with myself and my life?
I should love myself.
Yes.
I should love others, my
Yes.
friends, my family, and I should spend my time with them.
Yes. I need to be loved, right? Yes. And who would I need to be to improve my relationships with the most important people in my life?
Mm, This is also same. We should
Yeah.
spend our time with them.
Yes.
For time.
Yeah. People talk about quality time, quantity time. Both are important.
Yes.
You just can't say that, okay, 30 minutes of quality time I'll be present with you and then I'll disappear. Isn't
It's
that?
not.
Yeah. You need quality time and quantity time with your fullest presence,
Yes.
with your fullest attention. That is what matters the most for the most important people in your life.
Yeah.
And that is where you get to see who you are being. And that is what you carry out into the world.
Yes.
Fantastic. Okay. So, who would I need to be to read The Ultimate Coach and have a personal breakthrough in being wonderful me? What a beautiful question. Who would I need to be to read The Ultimate Coach and have a personal breakthrough in being wonderful me?
I need to read this as my self biography, and I should look in each and everyone's perspective in this book.
Wow. Wow. This is so expansive. This is so learning. Sashi, thank you so much. Yes, even I think by the end of these calls and these recordings, I think you will have already started being that person who's having personal breakthroughs repeatedly from reading The Ultimate Coach
Yeah.
and reading it about you more and more, right? And the best part about this book about you, is that it's endless. What do you think Steve wants to convey here? The best part about this book about you, is that it's endless. What do you think Steve is trying to
Because of
convey?
the questions, every time you read the questions, you'll have different answers. So you can think of those questions endless times and different, and you can get endless thoughts about those
Yes. And you're being different
every time.
every time. And when you keep asking these questions again and again and again and again, what you're doing, you are opening one door after the next door, after the next door, after the next door, and you are expanding the space, the capacity to hold space for more and more life altering insights and wisdom.
Yeah.
And it's endless.
Yes.
It's endless because it keeps impacting, expanding and impacting, expanding and impacting, expanding and impacting. And it's a never ending process, like the universe. Do you see that? The story goes on. You see that? The story goes on. The story of this being goes on and on and on, because there is no end. You can always be more of yourself. There is no end to that. It's infinite, right?
Yeah,
And the reason he says, and it's written by your being. How do you think he says that? It's written about your being. It's written by your being. Why do you think he
because
says?
how your being will change your thoughts, right?
Yes, the book that you are creating, once you are reading this, the experience that you're creating is written by your being.
Yes.
The experience, that itself is a book of your life. Do you see that?
Yes.
Right? And this book also is written by your being, because at the dimension of being, we're all connected. We are all connected. We are not separate. We are not separated by anything at the dimension of being. And when you are connecting with somebody in the dimension of being, we are connecting at a level where we are totally connected with everybody and anybody in this world.
Yes.
Yes. And there are the other book that you're creating in the form of your understanding is also endless. And it's being created by your being.
Yes. That's why it is endless.
That's why it's endless. Amazing. This was, and he says, loving you, be blessed, be you, Steve Hardison. So thank you so much, Sasi. It was an amazing conversation once again on the first 2 pages, Before You Begin by Steve Hardison. And these questions I see as the key to the locks that open the doors to more and more space of being you.
And
Thank you so much.
Every time we read, we should read those questions. We should answer those questions.
There is a way. First of all, when you are, you can, I have been exploring different ways, and many people are exploring different ways. So one way I see, before you read this book, every time you have to read the back cover and the first 2 pages with all these questions, and then you read from where you stopped earlier and where you want to read. But I have found that even these 3 pages, the back cover and the first 2 pages in themselves, are something that you can sit and ask a question, meditate on, ponder on, and maybe you can take even notes of what comes to your mind. You can journal your answers, and you can see what's coming up. And I'm very sure that these questions are so powerful that every time you come back to the same questions again and again, and you see what answer now you get, I think that becomes a key to expansion of your understanding of being, and also helps you operate from that level of understanding in your daily life. That's what I'm exploring with. And I think when you start doing that, you might even come up with different ways that you can explore them and experiment them with.
Yeah.
And maybe you can add a few more questions to that, and you can answer them. You can create your own diary, a journal of journaling your answers of what answers do you get now, probably after 1 month, if you see, and you know, every week, if you sit with them for 1 hour, every 15 days or every 1 month, you come back and you see how your answers are changing. I think you will have different insights from your own work on them.
Yes.
I hope this helped, Sashi. It was amazing talking to you, and thank you so much. Love you. Bye bye.
Bye.